Today marks 1344 days sharing lessons to learn and continue to learn with you. I hope these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, and will empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about kindness. I think such a powerful, important topic to look at because I truly believe that serving is something that we're supposed to pursue. Something that could be a calling, an education, that a vision. Adding value to people could be one of the most important things in life because it gives meaning, it gives purpose, it gives fulfillment. There are so many great emotions coming out of giving, adding value, being kind, being generous. But today I'm going to focus that kindness, kindness sometimes could be the most unkind thing for you itself. And there's a lot of things that we need to consider to understand that we are kind or we are insecure. Maybe we acted in a wrong way. So today we'll share five things that we need to consider, five things that we need to know about kindness that might be not kindness whatsoever. So number one, the essence of kindness. The essence of kindness is that it comes from wholeness, not from emptiness. So what I mean by that? What I mean by that is that a lot of times we want to give, but just do not have. I really love the saying that, and I learned first time from John C. Maxwell, is that you do not able to give what you do not have. You're not able to give what you do not have. So trying to fake it to make it at that point is very unkind. And I think that could even drain more. For example, if you have a cup full of water, that means you're able to pour that water to other people. But if you have a cup that is empty, you're not able to pour anything onto others. So the first rule of being kind is if you want to give and you want to be kind of certain things, you need to ask if you actually have it. Because I know that there's people who try to give what you do not have. Try to give calmness if they're not calm. They want to give courage that they do not have. They don't want to give confidence that they do not have. They want to give a life advice when they don't have taking care of their own life. They want to give financial advice when they don't have their finances taken care of. So kind thing. I think that we need to understand that the holiness as well, it needs to understand that where is coming, where is that coming from? Because I think that we need to understand that it needs to come from whole, not from empty. That means it's a understanding that you are totally full, and you are willing to give it. If you don't have anything to give, of course, it's very hard to give. So we need to focusing on kindness when it be a whole. On it might be that when you think about you, a whole is in that specific thing, maybe in a skill set, maybe in a character trait, maybe in something because you're able to be not fully complete because you're always developing. We always need to find a way how to get better. But sometimes we're able to be very good at something and very bad at other things. So we're not supposed to be kind at things that we are not good at. Number two that we need to really think about is that we sometimes lose ourselves when we giving kindness. And what it means by that is that we need to make sure that when we give, we don't lose ourselves. So that's when you give something, that means that if when you give that one thing or something, that means it doesn't drain your energy. I think that we need to that's I guess very very important because I think that again this is the intention behind it. The intention behind it. Why do you give? I think that is a very important, that one of the most important things. Why do you give? What is the intention behind it? Because I think that sometimes people have a tendency to give because they don't want to be rejected. Because someone asked for advice, someone asked for feedback, someone asked for help. And now you don't want to be rejected. You don't want to be seen unkind. And now you try to do your best to give, even though that you do not have anything to give. And I think that sometimes its intention is not right because intention is not be rejected, not to be kind. So that means when every single time when we are trying to be generous, we need to understand where that intention is coming from. It's coming from because I truly want to help, or it's just how I will look if I will not help, how I will be seen when I will not help, because I need to do something for my own life, for my own family, but I just want to be seen as generous. I want to be seen as kind, and I need to do that. So intention is so important. I think that's I'm guilty of that as well. I did maybe the things that it looks kind, but it might be that it was the most unkind thing for myself and for my family. So then sometimes you need to ask yourself, So this kindness is for whom specifically? Is that for acquaintance? Is that for a stranger? Is that for my family? Is that for me? Because sometimes it could be that it's not that easy to understand that. It could be kind thing for one person and unkind for another. If a family member asks for you something, but a stranger asks you as well, and that means that like you're not able to be kind to both people at the same time potentially. So that means you will need to make a choice. Who will get that win? And I think that the most important part for me, in my perspective, is, and was I grew into that, is that I think that inner circle, the most important people needs to get my kindness, my generosity, my time the most. They deserve the most. They don't deserve the last. And I think that this is again the kindness, and I think that we're not supposed to lose ourselves in trying to really please majority of people, because that is not kindness, because it's showing that we're not really looking into really be kind, just want to be seen kind, and that is not kindness. So really that is a paradox, because kindness without self can turn into unkind. I think that one of the important things that we need to really look at is that when we really are kind to people, when sometimes people ask for help and we really do kind things for them, that could be the worst thing for them, because what they want and what they think they need are different what they actually need. So they're really helping people and helping them to come out doesn't serve them as it could if you actually do not help them. What I mean by that is that if a child wants to really learn how to walk, you're not able to walk for them. They need to really go and stand up by themselves to learn how to stand and how to walk. And I think that sometimes even parents do a very unkind thing. I think our parents always believe that this is a very kind thing to do, and I think that they come from the good intention, really trying to help their kids and to do the kind thing by helping to figure out what they want to do and all the things. But by doing kind thing, really, it stops people from really developing the things that they need to develop to grow into the person they need to grow into. So I think that there's a paradox that sometimes really kindness could lead to the most unkind things. So I think that sometimes you need to ask ourselves, of course, if will be kind with serving and added value in this way, is it actually helping them, or is this potentially hurting them in the long run? Because what is a short term and long term? And I think that this is again one of the biggest things that every single person needs to really learn is to separate the results of short term and long term. Because sometimes when we pursue short term results, we get one result. When we pursue long term results, we get different. So it means that sometimes when you say, is it will help, it will help for a month, for a year. But when you look at 5 years, 10 years, it will be a rock. It will help. It will hold them back. But because in the future they will need to learn that by themselves. So of course, advice could be good, but if you start doing something as a kindness for other person, that could be one of the most unkind thing, even though that intentions could be right. Um, Other thing that I think that is very important to really understand regarding the real topic kindness is boundaries. Because when you are kind, when you are generous, when you are giving, people might start using that kindness in an unkind way as well. So being able to have boundaries around how much you give your time, how much you give your energy, how much you give your finances could be very important. Because sometimes could people say, oh, you give me an hour, could you give me 2 hours? You give me 2 hours, maybe you can give three. So that people have a tendency to want more and more. So have those boundaries, how much you're able to give is very essential. That have understanding this is helping them understanding there is boundaries in life, and life is not that much. And with money, with everything, we need to understand that people understand boundaries from early age, understanding that we need to follow the boundaries. We need to have those non-negotiables, and it's a very kind thing to do. A very kind thing to do. I think that's when there's no boundaries, people go at outside help too much, and and they stop taking care of themselves because they believe that they will always be taken care of, and then this is the most unkind thing to do. And I think that we there's things that we're able to do, and I think that there's a couple of 5 things that we always need to really reflect on and do things just to make sure that we're able to really be always kind. So the first one is self-inquiry, regular self-inquiry. So it means that I'm doing that from the kindness, from love, or I'm doing from fear. Like, what is the intention of my kindness? And I think second thing that you need to always look into, that honor your no as much as your yes is very, very important. Because of course, when you're not able to say no, I think that at that moment we need to really focus just on ourselves. Because if you're not able to say no, that means that there's some insecurity that we need to heal from. So I think at that moment we need to be kind to ourselves and really develop into the person who is able to say no, who has able to really create boundaries. Because I could tell you, when I didn't have high self-esteem, my boundaries was low. My toleration of things was low. My brow high. Because when I grew myself, when I improved myself, when I became more kind to myself, I started to tolerate less because my standards increased. And it's much, much easier to say no. And it's started easier to say yes to things that is actually helping other people and yourself. Number 3 is see your needs as valid, not selfish. So that's again, you need to learn. I think every single person, I need to learn, you need to learn, every single person need to learn that our needs are as well valid. We are people who deserves kindness. This is more than enough to receive kindness. Number 4, trust others to handle disappointment. Trust others to handle disappointment. That means that when some people will ask for help, but you say no, they might be disappointed. It might be a little bit more hard to achieve the result that you're looking for. That's all fine. But we need to trust that they will be able to handle that. And that's again, this is a prayer of rejection, because at that moment, if they will need to handle it by themselves, we believe that will be rejected afterwards. We'll not be friends anymore. And I think that if a person is not able to handle disappointment and is detaching you because of it, they are not friends. They are the people who define the way how to use your generosity and kindness in the first place. Not friends. They are people who find a way how to use your kindness. The last one, number 5, is that remember, your light shines brighter when it's fueled, not drained. Your light shines brighter when it's fueled, not drained. That means that kindness is supposed to fuel you, not drain you. So I really love kindness. I really love adding value. But again, this is again the most important part of understanding. How do you feel when you add certain things to certain people? Do you feel drained, or do you feel energized? The kindness that energizes is right. The kindness that is drain you, that is not kindness. That's as I can come as I shared. That's most likely came from bad intention, and sometimes you gave commitment or promise where you're not supposed to give it. You said when you didn't want to, and that drains your energy, and you'll have less energy to give to the kindness that truly matters. So I hope you should reflect as well that you do not do that as I did a lot of times. I really gave when I'm not supposed to. I said yes when I'm not supposed to, and I didn't invest in things that really matters at the same time. But when I grew, I understood more, and I will never be perfect, but I'm getting better to be able to say yes to the right things so that I could be kind at the right places and be generous at the right places. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.